Hemlock Grove is fun. It's like a hot pizza that shows up to your door and you're like, oh, pizza, let's have a slice. And you're like, okay, let's have another one. Let's have another one. Let's have another one.
I can't. Don't let go.
Eli, you're famous for very successful movies like Cabin Fever and Hostel. Why are you so obsessed with the horror genre, and why did you decide to bring horror to an episodic format like Hemlock Grove?
Well, I love horror movies, but I don't know if I can explain why any more than you could explain why you love your favorite band, why you love that color shirt, why we love the food that we love. They're just our tastes. Our tastes are our tastes. And sometimes they're influenced, but you're just drawn to certain things. You can't explain why. It's just who you are. But, you know, as children, kids love fairy tales. And fairy tales, and there's great, what's the Stumpfweiler, the book of German fairy tales? I'm completely pronouncing it wrong, I apologize. But they're very violent, very, very dark, very scary, but they help kids deal with the fear of death and the unknown. And it's fun to watch scary movies. It's like you can let all these fears out. We're not allowed to be afraid in real life. You can't be scared at work, you can't be scared at home, but when you watch something scary, you let all those feelings out in a very safe way. And Hemlock Grove is fun. It's like a hot pizza that shows up to your door and you're like, oh, pizza, let's have a slice. And you're like, okay, let's have another one. Let's have another one. Let's have another one. And that's so great about Netflix is they're giving me the freedom to create something that's dark and scary and mysterious. But we really looked at it like a 13-hour movie. And season 2 is a 10-hour movie. And yes, there are breaks after each episode and there's always a little cliffhanger to get you into the next one. But what's so fun about it is that they're all out there at once and people can sit and just watch it as one long movie if they want to.
With the start of Netflix in Germany, there's a whole new audience waiting for you. What can they look forward to, and why should they watch Hemlock Grove?
Hemlock Grove is my first foray into television. You know, I came into horror movies trying to change things with Cabin Fever and trying to step it up with Hostel and then go in different directions with Last Exorcism, and my new film, The Green Inferno, is even farther than Hostel. But I wanted to do something that was spectacular. I wanted to make my mark in TV. And I remember when I first read the novel, my producing partner, Eric Newman, said, okay, there's werewolves and vampires, but it's not Twilight. And look, we love Twilight, we're not trying to recreate it, but I read it and it was like Twin Peaks. It's a violent, dark murder mystery, but I wanted the transformations to be spectacular. I wanted to be like when I saw American Werewolf in London as a kid. I wanted the kids that watch Twilight, that all they know is the hot guy takes off his shirt and poof, he turns into a werewolf. We're gonna watch this and be shocked. It's like watching a childbirth in science class when you see it for the first time. It's really violent, really visceral, and Netflix gave us the freedom to go as dark and weird as we wanted with the series. We wanted a show that was something different, that tried lots of new ideas, that introduced new mythologies. There's a mad scientist, there's a Frankenstein character. It's all the archetypes about monsters, and it's really about how we all have monsters inside of us. What is the monster within? So I loved it. I had a great time doing it. I think that, you know, the German fans are amazing. They've embraced my films. They love genre. They love the fantasy horror nights. I've been here for that. And they love new mythology. So I think as long as you give some people something new, I mean, look at zombies. You think it's done to death, so to speak, and then The Walking Dead, and then Warm Bodies. It never ends because there's always a new way to put a spin on something. And that's what we really tried to do here with Hemlock Grove. I think fans are going to love it.
Well, Hemlock Grove is like anything else out there, whether on television and, you know, or Netflix or any type of streaming possibilities. It's a, you know, very original, interesting setup. It's based on a novel, and it's a little small town in America, a little bit like Twin Peaks feel to it. It's a very rich family, of which my character marries herself into cleverly, and a small gypsy family on the other side. And a murder takes place, and we get involved into the intrigue of this small town with all sorts of spooky, weird characters. So it's, you know, it's beautifully photographed. The whole look of the show was based on a photographer named Crutzen, and so it looks like a movie. It doesn't look like any just regular television shows, and that's been really fun about making it, because it's not really like television and it's not really like film. It's somewhere in between.
Famke, what did attract you about Hemlock Grove?
I just, you know, when they pitched it to me and they said Twin Peaks, it sort of felt like Twin Peaks. I was like, oh, okay, I'm interested. I've never watched television in my life, really, because I've always been on the move. I was a model. I always traveled around the world, and I was an actress. And I never was able to just watch shows in the way that people always have, where they tune in weekly. But Twin Peaks was the only time I ever found a way to watch it because I thought it was so strange, and this has a feel like that. It's just this bizarre, intriguing world of and odd characters. And my character, Olivia Godfrey, I remember that when I first read the first episode, and there was a scene where she asks her son if he wants to go shopping with her. He's still in bed, and he says, no, I don't really want to. And I go, okay, well, of course, you have your own mind. You can do whatever you want to do, and take a drag of my cigarette, and I extinguish it in his pants, and I leave the room. And I thought, okay, well, I like that character. If she's that manipulative, I can't wait to see what else this woman is up to. And especially when you sign on to something that's, a series, and you need to live with a character for a while, you want to make sure that that character is intriguing, and that you're going to be able to live with her for a while. So. You have no heart.
It's hereditary.
Roman, I know I have been a less than perfect mother.
If you ever come back here again, it won't be your tongue I'll rip out. It'll be your lungs. Conway, will you show this woman the door?
Is it different to do a show which your audience can watch at once instead of making a series which you have to wait week after week for a new episode?
It's very different. When traditional television, people are very dependent on ratings, and they have to write for commercial breaks. And a lot of the times, you're waiting for a story to evolve, and it never gets there. It's like sometimes the show gets cut off, or they have to switch it around, and they get rid of an actor. Now you can really do it like it's a 10-hour movie or 13-hour movie. And we got amazing theatrical actors like Famke Janssen and Dougray Scott, and a terrific young cast with Bill Skarsgård, Landon Lebrun. And that's what's fun about it. I think what we did with Hemlock Grove would not have worked on traditional television. That's the fun of it.
It's nice because it really gives the viewer the opportunity to, just be in control however and whenever they want to watch something. And if people choose to watch it in 1 hour or 5 or 10, it's really up to them, and it can function either way. It can function as a 1-hour movie, or it can function as a series, or it can function as a 10-hour movie, or however you want to watch it. So it's very exciting. It's a whole new way of launching something.
But I guess the pressure is bigger because there's no way to adjust anything. It's out completely. Is it different for you when you play the role?
No, I mean, it's not unlike signing up to a very long movie or something, The only difference is that you don't know what you sign up to. I mean, when I get a film script, I know exactly what the character is, what the setting, the storyline, everything, my arc. Here, I mean, and that's, television in general. I remember when I did Nip Tuck, I only did 1 season, but in episode 10, all of a sudden, the creator of the show, Ryan Murphy, came up to me and he said, I have a great idea. Ava Moore is a man. And I almost had a heart attack. I was like, wait, but I've been playing her like a woman. Can we just start over? So I wasn't used at all to not knowing what was coming because I'm so used to controlling what I know and playing the character accordingly. But that's different about doing these types of series,
And one quick last question. With your Netflix series, you're now part of the new binge-watch culture.
Yeah.
Did you personally ever do that? And if so, which series did you binge-watch?
Actually, funnily enough, Twin Peaks again, because when I signed up for Hemlock Grove, I thought, you know what, I haven't seen Twin Peaks in so long, I should just watch it and see how it holds up after all these years. And then, of course, I got addicted to that thing that happens when you watch Netflix. Like, you finish an episode, and then that thing starts twirling around, and you're like, oh my God, 5 more minutes, should I go, should I go? No, okay, I'll watch it, I'll do another one. And so it's pure, crack. Just keep going.
I've absolutely binge-watched. I recently binge-watched Silicon Valley and True Detective, but I binge-watched House of Cards, I binge-watched Orange is the New Black, and I think that the tipping point was Breaking Bad, because everyone was talking about Breaking Bad season 4, season 5, and then the first 3 seasons came on Netflix, and suddenly everyone said, all right, let's check it out. So everyone was going, are you caught up? Are you caught up? And couples were doing it. It became the new couples activity. My girlfriend and I would sit and we'd binge watch Hemlock Grove or binge watch Breaking Bad. And if you went an episode ahead, that's considered cheating. So that's the new couples activity is, we're doing 24 this weekend. We're going to do Lost. We didn't get it. We missed The Wire. So we're catching up on it. Our lives are so mobile now. Everything's on our iPads and our phones and our television that our entertainment is built around us. We don't schedule our lives around entertainment anymore, except the movies. So, and even then, there's a showtime every couple of hours you can go see it. So I think that Netflix are so smart because they've created a way to consume this entertainment, create great entertainment that's really suited to the modern viewer.
Thank you very much.
Awesome.